CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a profound sadness that swept across Canada and around the world today over the death of Alex Trebek. Millions of people who never met him feel like they've lost a close family friend. Trebek was a proud Canadian and beloved host of Jeopardy for almost 4 decades. He was warm and generous and genuinely funny. He was also open about his devastating diagnosis of pancreatic cancer. But knowing his end was near doesn't diminish the pain of his loss. Our coverage begins with CTV's Tom Walters on a life well lived.
No one has ever hosted a game show as many times as Alex Trebek hosted Jeopardy. For that, the Sudbury native credited his roots.
Good training as a broadcaster in Canada.
In the early 60s, a staff announcer at the CBC needed wide enough general knowledge to go from curling to classical music.
Glenn Gould certainly needs no introduction.
But right from the start, Trebek was best known for testing the knowledge of others.
In what part of the world would you find a wombat? David Rycroft, Monarch Park.
The Scholastic Challenge reached for the top, led to the U.S., and a game show called Wizard of Odds.
Thank you very much.
It lasted 1 season. Others followed.
Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, to Double Dare.
The $128,000 question.
High rollers and new battle stars.
You could get canceled just like that.
But then in 1984 came the relaunch of a TV classic.
Up on profile. Bow now.
This is Jeopardy!
And Jeopardy turned out to be security for Alex Trebek. Off the air, he married second wife Jean and had children, Matthew and Emily.
Let go. Ho! Atta girl.
Both adults now. And he turned millions in salary into millions more in vineyards and ranches.
I have a deep-rooted feeling for land.
He donated 30 hectares of the Hollywood Hills to a nature conservancy, did charitable work for World Vision, and contributed millions to the University of Ottawa. And despite 7 Emmys, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and the Order of Canada, he was modest about his role on Jeopardy.
If you have no personality, then you can't be a contestant. You could be the host of the show, not a contestant.
In truth, his personality became so embedded in the culture that he appeared as himself on dozens of other shows.
What is Islam?
Oh, right.
Aren't we forgetting something, Marge?
Park Ranger, Alex Trebek.
In a recurring SNL parody, his erudite spirit was crushed by idiotic celebrity contestants.
Let's just do letters beginning with G for 400.
Always dignified and composed, he might have seemed a little tightly wound.
I'm a lot looser, I think, than most people think I am. I don't take too many things seriously.
Ooh, hello.
But then came news as serious as it gets.
This week, I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
And we saw how unshakable his dignity and composure really were.
You're not afraid of dying?
No. No. Not afraid of dying. I've lived a good life, a full life.
A life made full by family, philanthropy, and a career that became a celebration of knowledge.
24601.
Do you hear
Wasn't
the people
that
saying?
Jean Valjean's number in Les Miserables?
Jeopardy will go on with its distinctive twist, where players are given an answer and must respond with a question.
What is We Love You? That's very kind of you. Thank you. Costs you $19.95. You're left with $5. Okay.
But tonight, the answer is one of television's most beloved hosts. And there is no question. Tom Walters, CTV News, Los Angeles.
Now, Alex Trebek recorded what will be his final episodes of Jeopardy just 2 weeks ago. They will air the week of Christmas. Alex worked through the pain of chemotherapy because he loved the show that much. And tonight, as CTV's Kevin Gallagher reports, we're learning just how much the world loved him.
Along Hollywood's Walk of Fame, fans paid tribute to Alex Trebek.
It's a sad day in Hollywood for television, really around the world. He was known around the world.
And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
The global star, remembered today in his hometown of Sudbury, Ontario, with flags at half-mast.
Mr. Trebek was, always so well connected to his roots.
A connection that extended to the nation's capital.
Well, it's very saddening.
It's an absolute loss for the city.
Where Trebek attended the University of Ottawa, donating millions to his alma mater.
Giving him the key to the city was our recognition of what a great humanitarian he was and how generous he was to so many good causes.
An outpouring on social media. Fellow game show host Pat Sajak said Trebek inspired millions, adding he was honored to be a friend. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau adding, "We've lost an icon." Another proud Canadian Hollywood A-lister, Ryan Reynolds, wrote Trebek was gracious and funny, in addition to being curious, stalwart, generous, reassuring, and of course, Canadian. Jeopardy contestant Ken Jennings won the most consecutive games ever. Alex was just the best ever at what he did. He was also a lovely and deeply decent man, and I'm grateful for every minute I got to spend with him. For contestant Bert Thacker, Trebek transcended trivia.
I learned English because of you. And so my grandfather, who raised me, I'm going to get tears right now. I used to sit on his lap and watch you every day. So it's a pretty special moment for me, man.
This is someone who's been in our home for the last 36 years and has brought nothing but joy. There's been nothing except furthering our collective essence as people with this show, which on the surface is just a game show, but it's a lot more than that.
Trebek also insisted every episode had at least one reference to Canada.
You can see it written all over his face that he is so proud to be Canadian when Canadians are on the show.
A man treasured by the world who never let anyone forget where he came from. Kevin Gallagher, CTV News, Ottawa.
And we've posted a link to a virtual book of condolences for Alex Trebek on our website, ctvnews.ca.